fucking show.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing? It's Will Patterson here at Tight End Loose Out. I hope you guys had yourselves a great weekend. As you guys know, I got to go through all this sharing on here, and just to let everybody know here on all the Super Modified pages what we got going on, what we have happening, and we got a special guest here on the show today, and it's none other than John Nicotra. I announced it yesterday on all the social media pages, and I hope you guys are all going to tune in today and check out the show. I think it's going to be very interesting. You know, John always has plenty of interesting stories, plenty of things to say. I got a lot of good questions I asked John. Johnson spent some time over in Indianapolis, I believe John said for 16 days. So he's a busy guy. And then, then he's got the whole Oswego Wing Challenge stuff got going on. So it's going to be a really fun show. I'm sure we're going to have some laughs. And I hope you guys sit down, buckle up, and let's just enjoy the ride. Let's go ahead and bring Dave Wallencheck on, my wonderful co-host. Dave, there he is.
There I am. Here I am.
How you doing there, Dynamite?
Willie, I'm glad you asked. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. But first off, we always got to thank our Redline Radio, the official beer of Redline Radio and Redline Network. Outlaw Light. Make sure you guys go get yourself some today. We will be having some to give away here in the very near future. We're going to have them live in our studio, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Just finally got the keys today to the studio, so we'll be doing some work. We'll be updating you guys on what's going on over there, but we will have one wall painted just for Outlaw Light, and you guys can come pick up your Lorain County Crushers or Lake Erie Crushers tickets, your Outlaw beer from there. A lot of things we're going to start doing in studio, so make sure that you guys pay attention to what we got going on. But man, it's actually really nice outside, Willie. It's actually really nice.
Yeah, you know what? It's pretty nice here, too. We've been having a lot of rain here lately. Rainy season seems to be starting a little early this year. For you guys that don't know, Florida, I'm sure you guys have all heard about it, but, give it 10 minutes and the rain will stop and the sun will come out. Normally that starts like around, mid-June, but it's actually starting right now. The weather's been really weird. We went, 97 days without any measurable rain. And now we are literally have rained, I think, every single day down here. But in the mornings, it's beautiful. Get around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. Here comes the rain, and it rains for 30 minutes or so, and then it stops, and there out comes the sun. So your typical Florida weather. But yeah. So for many of you guys that don't know, I'm the business development manager for a roofing company. So I have been a very, very busy guy when it comes to that, with people having leaks with their roofs and stuff like that. So this season just seems like it's going to be crazy. Normally, this is when it starts like leveling off, but man, we're still skyrocketing right now. So business is looking good right now. So I had a great weekend. I'd hate to say, I celebrated Memorial Day weekend because it's supposed to be a somber time, and everything going on, especially what happened on Thursday with Kyle Busch, so that's just a total sad situation right there that I don't think anybody in this world ever seen coming. They had talked about that somebody was going to replace him in his car. He had a medical thing going on. And then the next, later that afternoon, he wound up, passing away. And it's just like, what the frick? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like somebody, I think Adam Wissinger might have messaged me and said to me, he's like, did you hear about Kyle Busch? And I'm like, yeah, he's out. He's like, no, he died. I'm like, what? Like I picked that, for whatever reason, I didn't have my phone connected to me to my hip, and I didn't even realize that he passed away for like maybe 45 minutes after they announced it. So then you had the weekend, and went out on a boat on Saturday, which was literally 10,000 people on a sandbar in Boca Grande, Florida. That was just and it was a free concert out there with like six 6 bands. I think it lasted 4 hours. It was such a great time. Went out to the beach on Sunday. Hey, Herb. And
He's watching, by the way.
yeah, I know. Herb's always watching. Went out to the beach on down in Marco on Sunday. Had a good time there too. And then Monday, I just relaxed, just sit back, and I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit on Monday just to get ready for the work week. And then we'll get into some things that we got going on this week. Dave, are you ready to get to the people that pay these bills?
Yeah, but Willie, real quick, if I can ask, can we have a moment of silence for Kyle Busch, please?
Absolutely, Dave. We can do that. All right. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll dedicate this show to the old rowdy one here. Kyle Busch, may he rest in peace, and that his family and his, friends all find peace with his passing, because that's just wasn't a Kyle Busch fan, but I respect everything that he did in his career. That's for damn sure. So with that being said, folks, welcome to the Fisher Custom Printing Studio. Just talked to Bethany on the phone late last night. We're trying to go ahead and get some things printed and get sent up to New York. So I believe in Bethany. I know she'll get it up there and get it in time. Bethany and Clay, they do such a great job. As you guys can see, they did this wonderful banner here for me. As you guys can also see, I got a little bit more added things up here. I got Dad's Hall of Fame plaque. I got mine. I got my class that I was in. I got the AJ Michaels second place award. I got the Lou, sweet motherfucking Lou LeVay picture that he sent me over the winter for thanks for sponsoring. I got the Wild Child Jack Hodenshield, obviously
Really?
Dale Jr.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's that?
First ever heat race win trophy, do you have it? Or first ever feature win trophy, do you have it?
My son does. He has them both. Yep, my son has them both. Yep.
Okay. Can we get them displayed in the office one day?
I'd have to get him from Ohio down to Florida. Well, yeah, they're probably in North Carolina with his mom now. So yeah, Jesus, Dave. Whew, that was back in 2001. That's it's got some time on there, brother. I think it's over 20 years old. I doubt he even has them anymore. But yeah, but just want to go ahead and say thank you to Fisher Custom Printing for everything that they do for me and do for the show. They were their first OG original sponsor, and I know they'll never leave me and they'll never let me down. But if you guys need any custom printing, t-shirts, glasses, any type of tchotchke things you need for your business or for your race car, go ahead and give them a call. Tell them Big Will sent you. You get a 10% discount. Use promo code Tight End Loose Out. And their phone number is, go ahead and go back to that one more time, Dave. Phone number is 440-371-8424. They're also on Facebook too. So look up Fisher Custom Printing and see all the great, good things that they do. Next sponsor. Oh, one of my favorites. I cannot wait to see this guy, folks. Big Lenny Fowler Bush Trimming Services. But he gets in there like Big Lenny does. He gets in there nice and deep. Lenny Fowler Bush Trimming Services, based out of Oswego, New York. Then you got the Cruiser, Randy Riskus. Great business that Randy's starting with this 3D printer stuff. He's making clocks, which, by the way, I got one coming. It's going to be hung up on the wall. I'm thinking maybe right around here or over there on the other side of Dale Jr. Maybe we'll move some stuff around, but he's also making some koozies. So if you guys need any unique clocks made that plug in the wall, light up, I've seen it. It looks beautiful. Or some custom beer koozies, go ahead and get a hold of Randy Riskus over at Cruiser. They're also on Facebook too. So if you guys are looking for something unique for your business, go ahead and get a hold of Randy Riskus over at Cruiser. Oh, then we got Atkins Glass. Atkins Glass, based out of Sandusky, Ohio. They do let me spit that back out again. They do all automotive glass work for your vehicles, and they also do RV glass too. Based out of Sandusky, Ohio. The phone number is 419-625-8471. That's Atkins Glass. Go ahead and get a hold of Randall and tell Randall Tight End Loose Out sent you, and I'm sure he'll hook you up with a real good discount. Then we got Reinhardt Kingsley Mowing, based out of Oswego, New York. Phone number 315-751-1160. He does all the landscaping needs that you do, but he only cuts grass. That's what he told me. I ain't trimming bushes. I'm just cutting grass. And he's not plowing anymore either, folks. So you better find yourself another plow guy up there in Oswego, because Jason Kingsley's not doing it no more. That's Reinhardt Kingsley Mowing, Oswego, New York. Then we got Al Miller Racing, Team Gunslinger. Woohoo! Number 69, driven by Clay Fisher. Listen to me, Clay Carl. He's married to the Fishers. Sorry about that, Clay. But yeah, Al Miller is another OG sponsor. It's been on here since the dawn of time. Just want to go ahead and thank Al Miller Racing for coming on board again this year and helping us out. They're a really good race team, good group of people. Always have fun with Al and the family whenever I get to spend some time with them. So good people. Give you guys somebody to cheer for. Then you got Big Jim's Golf Cart Taxi Service, based out of Oswego, New York. Nobody gets around town like Big Jim Caloca. There you go. Big Jim's Golf Cart. Yeah, I like that's pretty nichey there, Jimbo. Access Mini Storage, based out of Oswego, New York. Safe, secure, dry, and low rates. Phone number 315-343-3090. That's Access Mini Storage, based out of Oswego, New York. Then you got Rupert's Party Rentals. Rupert's Party Rentals. They got dunk tanks. They got bounce houses. They got party tents. They got tables. They got chairs. If you got a baptism, a confirmation, any type of party you want to throw in the backyard, I know the 4th of July is coming up. If you guys had a Memorial Day party or anything like that over the weekend, you didn't get a hold of Rupert's, you guys missed out. I'm telling you right now, the service is top notch. Great work. He serves all the Oswego area. He's based out of Fulton, New York. His phone number is 315-532-4304. And Rupert's is a huge, huge help with the Oswego Classic Dunk Tank. He's the one that supplied it, and he was there helping us out. So get a hold of Rupert's Party Rentals, people. And I'm telling you right now, if you use Tight and Loose Out, get yourself a 10% discount. Then you got Big Chief's Tax Service. Nobody cooks the books like the Big Chief. Big Chief Tax Service. Big Greg Calacerto has been serving the tax services area of Oswego for about the last 30 years. He's been taking good care of people, telling people how to get around the IRS so that they don't come and audit you at the end of the year. So yeah, go ahead and get a hold of Big Greg Calacerto there for the Big Chief Tax Service. Then you got Catalone's Pizzeria, home of the meatiest calzone ever. That's right, based out of Hannibal, New York. That's Zach Catalone.
And you got one more, Willie, one more.
Oh, you missed another one then. Okay. Well, you missed Big Mike's Meats, but that's okay. We'll get him on next week. JC's Custom Woodworking. Nobody plays with their wood like Big JC, based out of Hannibal, New York. I'm telling you guys right now, go over to Facebook, look up JC's Custom Woodworking. He makes these wonderful raised garden boxes. I'm telling you right now, he does raffles for them. So if you guys are in the Oswego area, go over to JC's Custom Woodworking. He does these raffles every single week for all these raised flower beds and stuff like that. Just amazing, amazing stuff. So you guys go ahead and get a hold of Jason Carter over there at JC's Custom Woodworking. Tell him Tight and Loose Out sent you. I'm sure he'll appreciate you and help you out on the price a little bit.
Who did you say I was missing, Willie?
Big Mike's Meats.
That one did not get sent to me.
Oh, it's sent to you. It's in the group chat.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you.
Okay. All right. Big Mike's Meats, home of the double XL tube steak, based out of Fulton, New York. Mike, I sent it to him this week. I know he's got it. It's in the group chat, so he can't say this one's on me now, so we can blame Dave. But just want to go ahead and say thanks to Big Mike there. He's another big help there for the classic money that we the thing that we put together for all the drivers to go ahead and collect money. It's going to be a really good time. Let's see, we got Moose Kingsley watching. Thanks for the picture, Will. It looks great. Hey, thank you, Al, for helping out, man. If I could just help you out a little bit and make that for you, brother, all for you, man. You know, I'll do anything I can help you out with. With that being said, though, too, folks, please like the show. If you guys, I want to see them blue dots or red or with the hearts, but like the show, share the show so we can get these views up and so we can get a better algorithm so this show can just go and just spread all across the world. Let everybody know about super modifieds and how great they are. I'm telling you guys right now. So share the show, like the show, let everybody know about this show. I would greatly appreciate it. The only way we could be the #1 super modified podcast in the world is if you guys keep sharing it for me. So please, folks, share the show. Dave, are you done yet?
I am done.
I'm gonna take a drink here real quick. All right.
Go ahead. I'm done.
What time is it? Oh, it is about that time. So, without further ado, folks, we are going to bring on, as I like to look at this guy, all right, as the Paul Dunnigan of this generation's super modified racing. This guy's doing so much for super modified racing as a car owner. He's helping out ISMA. He's helping out Oswego. This guy's had open heart surgery. This guy's battled things that you guys don't even want to know in his life to go ahead and still up kicking. And we got him on the show, and I did not have to help him this year. He's getting better when it comes to being on the internet. He's learning his phone. Like he told me today, he goes, I only know how to call people, Will. Well, guess what, John? You're surprising yourself, buddy. We're going to get you there. But without that, he's a multi-class owner of the Classic winner. He's won the High Miler Nationals. He's won almost every super modified race at Oswego Speedway that there is. I think he has won every big race at Oswego Speedway. His name is John Nicotra. I just call him the legend. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the legend, John Nicotra.
Cheers, man.
Salud, my brother. Yes. So, John, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Really beautiful day here at Oswego.
Yeah, I can see that beautiful weather you got going on out there.
Gorgeous here.
Yeah, the trees look like they've got full leaves on there on the back already, huh?
Yeah, they came on quick. Once they started coming, they came quick.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
When I used to come up here for the summer, I didn't realize the leaves fell off when I was gone. When I come back one time, it's kind of ugly with no leaves.
You know, that's kind of funny because every time I come up to Oswego, the only time I ever get to see fall anymore these days for like the last 12 years is when I come up during Classic and you just start to see the leaves starting to change just a little bit. It's not full blown fall, but it's damn close to it. So that's the closest I get to see fall anymore these days, living down here in Florida. But I do enjoy seeing that, you know. But yeah, so John, what you been up to, buddy?
You know, we're getting ready for the challenge here this Saturday. ISMA's coming to town, and I went up to the track today and took care of a couple of things there. I've been gone for like 16 days. I went out to Indy.
Yeah.
And since we didn't race Memorial Day weekend here, like we usually do, came so early this year, Speedway didn't want to schedule against Mother Nature. I hadn't stayed for the 500 since 2008.
Okay.
So this is Otto and I's 20th year together.
Oh, wow.
And so in 2008, it was my, I stayed for the 500. I was with Davey. I think he was, I forget all the details, but I was in Indy when Otto got his first win for our team. And I remember, I think Pat Furlong Sr. called me and said, Otto just won. That was my first win as an owner.
And you weren't even there?
No, I wasn't there.
I'm surprised Otto even let you back to a race after that.
Pardon?
I said, I'm surprised Otto even let you to a race after that.
Well, you know, I can't overrule him on too many things, but I can do on that.
Yeah. Just like, doesn't Otto got one of these?
What is it?
That's a High Miler flag.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Yeah. Did you give it to him?
Yeah, I did.
I think I remember you guys bringing it to the trailer or something. But
yeah.
Yep.
You
know, he was kind enough to give me, you know, for the Oswego Classic, they do a checker flag, all the drivers sign before the race.
Right.
And actually, he's given me 2 of them so far. So I have them in my hanging in my when I'm on the treadmill. They're on each side of the TV.
That's a hell of a sight to look at, man.
Yeah,
can tell
I
you
got
that right
I got
now.
some nice stuff to look at out there. It's not quite enough to get me on that treadmill like I should, but at least when I'm out there, I got something to look at.
Right, for sure. So, what were you doing out in Indy for the last 16 days? Can you give us some stories?
Yeah, well, every year I go out for the whole week and pole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Indy's like a kind of reunion. It's a once a year reunion of people that, I've been going to Indy since 1990. So I got over 35 years of, and we used to stay out there the whole month. So you got friends that you see once a year and old, when I first started, Jim Rathman, Roger Ward, and Parnelli and the legends that you only heard of were still around, I don't know. He just it's kind of a neat gathering of friends, if you could say, and it's really, it's you go, you really don't. Sometimes you're just winging it. You don't know, but you're going to run into some people. And I ran into Tony Stewart. I knew he was going to be there, but I was at the hotel going in for the morning of the race. We had I was staying at Ganassi's hotel, and they got shuttles and stuff, police escorts going in. And I went downstairs to get on the escort and just trying to figure out where to go. And here comes Tony. And he was with the Fox escort. So, by chance, I just rode in with him, right? And we got a police escort. So Tony and I riding in, and like old times, I hadn't seen Tony in quite a while. And it was really cool to catch up. I mean, Tony's Tony. So it was fun to see him, and ride with him for, probably took us, I don't know, may have taken us a half hour to get in there or so. But that was cool, just, accidentally run into him at the hotel and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. It's a fun deal. And it's such a historic place. And, I spent a little time with AJ, and of course, AJ's getting up there in years, and his hearing's, not the best anymore, but, if he was there, I'd like to go say hi. And he always asked me about the supers. You still running them supers? I go, yeah, we're still, I try to show him a picture, or two, because that's a piece of junk, stuff like that. You can't outdo AJ. If you won 5 in a row, he won 6. Right? AJ,
he's a one-upper, huh?
Yeah, he's a one-upper. Davey lost both feet. Shit, that wasn't nothing compared to what AJ had done, he said. But, you got to love AJ, man. He's a good dude. And, been lucky enough to spend a lot of time with him. That was Davey's first ride at Indy, was with AJ.
Mm-hmm.
So when we first started, we used to hang out there a lot before Davey had a ride for a few years, right? And then finally, after year after year after year, he got a ride with AJ. And so, lucky enough to spend a lot of time with AJ in 20 some years ago and 30 years ago or whatever it was, but 96, I think we ran for, so that's 20 years ago. And, we'd be out to Texas, and he'd take us to his ranch out there in Texas. We went out there one weekend, Davey, Scott Sharp, myself, and gosh, I don't know who the other one was, but so I had some fun times out there with all them people, the legends of the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. John sends me. I forgot where I was at. I might have been at work or whatever, And I get this text from John Nicotra, and just sends me a picture. And here it is, him sitting on the. I don't know if he's on the pit box or on the wall, but him and old Chip Ganassi just hanging out there together. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use that picture for the show.
Somebody sent that to me. Like that was I forget what day that was. I almost want to say, I think it was carved. I don't know. I really don't even know what day it was. We were out there a lot of days, but that that's the fun part too. Next thing you know, if you're in the right place at the right time, you might get a glimpse of yourself on TV, and people call you and text you, and it's a fun side of it.
Well, that's like, when I was at the Chili Bowl this year, I was helping out a friend of mine down here from Florida, Dodge Colbert, and he came in, and one of his oil lines, the lines that they had to the chassis broke off. He got into a little tangle, and we had to take the oil line and we had to stuff it up back into the belly pan there. So we're like, what are we going to do? So I just pick up the front of the car and we go and they stuff it in there, and I put the car back down. We push the car back and we push them back off. And I was walking up the ramp after the race was over with, and my phone is just vibrating like a son of a bitch. And I'm like, man, what the hell's going on here? And I pull it out, and there's video after video after picture after picture. And people have got like, is that you? Is that you? I'm like, yeah, that was me. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. Like, I can't be incognito to save my ass. That's for damn sure.
Good thing they didn't have all these cameras when I was younger. That's all I can say.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, right now, I got rid of all my hell racing before they did come out. So
Yeah.
trust me, I get it. Yeah. So last time I seen you, we were at you're at New Smyrna Speedway. I was helping out Dave Sapienza, and I looked over and I'm like, that looks like John Nicotra talking to Ryan Newman. And I'm like, shit, that is John Nicotra talking to Ryan Newman. They're in the pits. I'm like, holy shit. So yeah, you said you were just coming down to vacation for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I was in Tampa area for a couple of nights out there. My son had a gig out there, and I went watch him sing. And Doug Sawyer and all that group were out there, and then we all
Right.
hung out with for a couple of nights that way. And then I was heading to the Keys for the Super Bowl, and I stopped off at New Smyrna. I wanted to say hi to a couple of guys, and
Right.
I actually left. I got rolling. I just walked through there for an hour or two, and then I rolled on.
Where'd you
I wanted
fly
to be down in the Keys for the Super Bowl. I think it was the next day, right?
Yeah, it was. It was the next
Yeah.
day. Yeah. Where'd
Yeah,
you
so
fly
I-
into? Where'd you fly into Tampa?
No, I flew in Fort Lauderdale, and I was down there for a while,
Okay.
and then I went north in a rent-a-car,
Okay.
and then I came back south in a rent-a-car, and then I went to the Keys. I was down there for like a month that trip.
Yeah. You put some miles on that car then.
Yeah, I've been putting a lot of miles on. I'm happy to sit home for a little while right now, truthfully.
Right. I bet. That's without a doubt. So, John, yeah, you did the whole Indianapolis thing. Let's talk about the winner. How did the whole the Wing Challenge series come about? I mean, we know about it from the past. This is the third time we've had you on. We're not going to go ahead and repeat everything all over again. But how'd you go ahead and get everybody lined up for this year to get on board for it?
First thing I do is I check with John Brush at Corpac and Eddie Shea at Shea Concrete, and those are the two guys, and myself. Those are the three that really make it happen. Like if they're not on board, it's going to be very hard for me to be on board. Right. I could probably still do the point fund and help a little bit with some of the purses if I wanted to do it. But it's like when you have that seed money and you have that little bit of kickstart, it propels you to try to do more and more and more. But when you start with zero, and I got to commit to what I'm doing fairly early. You know what I mean? If I'm going to give the Speedway 75,000 purses and points and all that, they need to know. I've never had a contract with anybody. I just say I'm going to do it, and I do it.
Handshake agreement, huh?
But yeah, I have to let them know. So I kind of, I'm never really 100% there once I let them know. But it's a work in progress, and I keep working on it. But I can promise you, as soon as I get burnt too bad, it'll be over.
Oh yeah. And I don't think anybody could ever blame you for that, for sure. So yeah,
it's been I've gotten a lot of help. I mean, really the pill draw thing's unbelievable. You know what I mean? I got 20 different people I think bought pills. I got to sell 60 pills for $500 each. You think about that? That's, ask people for that kind of money. Now the good news is 1 in 12. You have a 1 in 12 chance of doubling your money.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a game, but truthfully, most of the people, some want the money if they win. Some say, put me down for next year, stuff like that, or
right.
It's not like people are, some people, would like to get the win, but some people just want to help the supers.
Yep, just rolling it over for next year. Absolutely.
Right.
We know.
Yeah, that's happened quite a few times.
Yep, we had Jason Kingsley on earlier this week, not this week, but this year, and he's helping out, the drivers, and He has a goal of getting 10,000.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yep. And he's already halfway there. He's already halfway there right now. So that's tremendous. And if he can give $1,000 out to 10 drivers, this year, that's going to help, I mean,
It all helps. I hope people are catching on that, this thing will die without sponsorship.
oh,
I
absolutely.
don't care if the racetrack needs it, the drivers need it, the owners need it, everyone needs it.
Mhm.
It's not like you're filling the grandstand up with $30, $40 ticket buyers.
Yeah.
Those days, you gotta find it other places.
Yeah, you do. You do.
The people that own the speedway, unless they're filling it up every week, they can only do so much.
And they're definitely
They're
not
only
doing
willing
that.
to do so much. They're not going to go backwards at 100 miles an hour financially, so we can watch a race.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. No,
I will say this. Well, I think the super modifieds are they have a little momentum. I think the challenge has helped. I think the merging the not so much the ISMA and MSS, because some will disagree on all that, but the scheduling is very important. ISMA doesn't race when Oswego's running. Oswego doesn't race when ISMA's running, and that's kind of like the foundation of hope.
right.
Then find money. And I think I went up there today, like I said, to Speedway for a bit, and I think Camden handed me a sheet. I saw 27 drivers on the list for this week.
That's what I counted. That's
So
what I counted too.
27
Yeah.
cars in today's world. You want to see cars? We got them. Come and see them. Actually, they also gave me a little note here. There is a $5 discount if you get an online ticket. So,
you hear that, folks? Right there. So if you go to OswegoSpeedway.com, you go ahead and get yourself $5 off on a ticket for this ISMA show this
on a
week.
general admission is $5 off on if you do the online ticketing.
There you go. There you go. John the coach are breaking out the breaking news there. So
Yeah.
so hopefully you
I
guys
got
went
more
over
jobs. I got more jobs than I can stand.
there. They're gonna make you a promoter here after a while there, John.
I tell people I got nothing to do and can't get caught up.
Oh man, let me tell you, I'm so busy down here. I don't even know. I barely even have time to even do this show anymore. I'm not kidding. I'm working about 12 hours a damn day. It's getting crazy. And
Wow.
I can't wait to this weekend. So many of you guys do not know this, and I am going to tell you guys all right now for the ones that are watching. I am flying up to Oswego Speedway this weekend. I will be there. I will be in the pits at Oswego Speedway for the, I don't know if you want to call it opening day or the ISMA show or however you want to call it, but I will be there this weekend. I've told John's known about this for a while now, but and the people super, super close to me, they know about it. So yes, I'll be flying in on Friday. I'll get there around Syracuse around 11 o'clock in the morning. I should be, by the time I pick up my rental car, I should probably be in Oswego by 12:30, 1 o'clock. I already have a lunch date planned already on Friday. I guess I have to smooth some things over with somebody. I guess I might have said something here on the show and he'd like to have a sit down with me for lunch. So we'll go ahead and we'll have a sit down and talk, and hopefully we can smooth that out. With that being said, I'll be in the pits on Saturday. I'll be doing some interviews with drivers, talking with them, and saying hi to John. And I'll probably interview John again and interview Otto. If everybody's, I like to get everybody early, so I don't want to get everybody like after hot laps, and everything just gets real hectic then, so I kind of want to go ahead and have a good time with everybody. Let's see, we got a question here for you. Congrats on your success, John. What separates a good super modified team from a championship caliber team the fans probably never notice?
Well, I mean, you'll notice it. It's the driver, the crew, and the equipment.
Okay.
And you got to have the luck. We all know that's part of it. But you got to have the driver. You got to have, in our case, Otto's the mechanic as well. He puts the cars together, keeps them where they, most of the time they keep running.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that too
We
here
have a
later.
hiccup here and there, but
Yeah.
but you know, it takes a great driver, a great prepared car, and a great crew to win the championship.
Yeah. So, with that being said, how did you find Otto Sitterly? I know that he was racing his own deal. He wasn't having great success. Now, he was having success. Don't get me wrong. Otto was, he was up there. But what made you pluck him, out of the talent pool of drivers and say, I want this guy right here to drive for me?
Well, I've told this story, but Doug Caruso introduced me to Otto one time when Otto was early in his career, and my memory's not the best, but that's a fact. And then I would go up there for Classic, and I basically only went for Classic because I was on the IndyCar deal with Davey. But so I watched Otto, and then when in 06, when he got that yellow car from Hawksby, he was really. I went there and I watched a heat race one time, and he came off a turn 4 and had a half a lap lead on second place in the heat race and running 16.4. And I'm thinking, this guy's the animal. So I actually went down and talked to him after the race. I go, man, oh man, hey Otto, how you doing? I said, I see you've learned how to go fast. God damn. I go, but it's a heat race. Sometimes you got to figure out how to go a little slower, right? And that, I don't know, he got my attention then. And of course, he was dominant that year. And then he got hurt in the Classic.
Yeah.
On the front hub rail there, front stretch hub rail. And, I don't know. I was looking around trying to figure out how to get a car for Davey. And Muldoon actually called me one time. He goes, Otto's your guy. He goes, because I had talked to 4 or 5 different teams, and I didn't know anything. I was basically still don't. But, put a deal together with Otto and boy, it's, just like I told you earlier before we came on, just, luck's got a lot to do with everything.
Yeah.
As far as, running into the right people at the right time and being at the right place at the right time. And, it's just like, you can't plan stuff. You just got to go see what's out there,
That's not true. They did not put out for a mandatory overtime because I'm coming.
Hey, we're going to test on Friday, Will. If you ain't doing nothing, come in then.
Yeah, I probably will. I mean, if I'm allowed to.
I'm not sure of the timing. I want to say 6, maybe 6 to 10. I think, but you can check that out.
Okay, all right. So Al Miller's got a great question here. So Al Miller says, "Hey, Will, ask him if he likes all 3 divisions on Classic weekend on Sunday, or does he like it when it was just the big blocks on Sunday?"
If it was me, it's certainly not me. If it was me, I think I would do just the 350s and the big blocks on Sunday.
Okay.
But, I don't know. You got to consider the fans that show up. What are they going to do? I'm not tuned in to all that, what's best for the fans and all that. I mean, me personally, and I know a lot of people are against this. Me personally, I would do everything on Sunday for the big blocks. I would time trial and race.
Right.
In hopes of getting that 1 or 2 guys that will come in Sunday morning, unload, do his deal, and go home. But yeah. I get it. There's a Friday deal and a Saturday deal. I mean, I try. I like to try things once, see. Don't work, then you change it next year. Just like, everybody complained about not racing on Memorial Day weekend here. And in hindsight, and I did too. That's the first thing I did was complain about it. But in hindsight, it was the right call.
Oh, for sure. Hands down,
and now it could have been beautiful last weekend and terrible this weekend. Believe me, as a produce guy and a farmer, you can't Mother Nature. You can't predict. So it's all a guessing game. And but in hindsight, they were right. So there you go. And I'm happy for them that they were right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
I will tell you this right now. They will be racing next year on Memorial Day weekend.
Okay. All right, folks.
That's a fact.
Mark it on your calendar. So
well, I heard that from Chuck today. I mean, it was all a calendar deal.
Right. Right.
It was all a calendar deal. And I think that's the first time ever that I can remember myself that
Yeah.
we haven't raced.
Yeah. I mean, with hands down, without a doubt, I can't tell you it was the last time Oswego did not run on a Memorial Day weekend. Like
Right.
it's like unheard of. I mean, I've been on this earth now for 49 years, and I've never ever heard of them not running on a Memorial Day weekend, other than COVID. So let's not
Yeah,
count that,
yeah.
folks. So yeah. Oh man. So you wound up going. So you got everybody together for this. This wing challenge deal. You wound up selling the purpose built wing car, and so now you got the new Hawk car. It's got, you put the wing on there. Is there another Hawk car in the process there, John?
No.
Just one?
We got to face reality here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otto's been there and done that. He kind of wore out. You know what I mean? I mean, I in the back of my mind, I think if we'd have had a better classic last year, things might have been different right now. But
Yeah.
you got to play the cards you're dealt, and I had told Otto, it's just me talking, because I'm on board with whatever Otto says. I'm just if he wants to race, I'm ready to race. If he don't want to race, then we don't race. But I just, man, we got to try classic one more time after that. I said, got to give it a good effort. Not just show up classic. You got to run once or twice or three times or whatever. You know what I mean? You got to make a good effort to run classic. You got to run a few times. It's too hard just to show up and run against the guys that run every week.
So, I mean, not to pry or anything like this, but I mean, like, is this going to be Otto and John Nicotra's farewell song year if you guys go out on top?
Well, you just never know. I mean, to me, if Otto wanted to do it, I would do something. If he wanted to run other people or a financial deal, or get some young guys, young talent that we may like, or have money or whatever. You know what I mean? Of course, we'd have to like them because it's not just about the money, but if Otto wanted to do it, and just say Allison wanted to get back in it, and we put a deal together, I'd keep doing it. But I'm not doing it without Otto. I mean, what am I going to do?
Right.
So it's all, like I say all the time, everybody's week to week.
Yeah, that's true. I know
We're on a one race deal. This is our 20th year.
Are you guys going to do any traveling with the wing car? Well, are you guys going to put the wing on the car? If Otto says he wants to go, I know you're not going to say no, but if you got the crystal ball right now,
my gut feeling, and we've talked, we have hopes to support the challenge.
Okay.
Of course, we want to run well. If we can get that Hawk car going with the top wing, that's at Oswego. That's the first step.
Okay.
If we get it going good there, and he wants to go somewhere else, I imagine we might hit one or two shows. I don't know. I really don't know. It's kind of a week by week thing. It's not out of the question. I think there's a few tracks that I likes that he may want to do if we got the car competitive.
Right.
In years past, we could never really get the Hawk car competitive with the top wing, but we never gave it that solid effort that it takes. Also, but they didn't, Otto and the guys, they didn't have the knowledge that the other guys had with the top wing. They were non-wing guys, and it's a big learning curve to put that top wing on. You don't just put the wing on and go. Is it forward? Is it backward? Is it pitched? Is it this? Is it that? Is it got a wicker? It's a million different things that I see these guys do that, now with, I don't know how many years we ran ISMA, 4 or 5 years there. They learn quite a bit.
Yeah.
Will it transfer over to the Hawk? I think, Otto and I think that we definitely have a better shot at running better than we did before with a Hawk, because we have that wing knowledge. They got notebooks and what the wing does, and supposedly this car is ratio wise or whatever wise they want to call it, is similar to, it could translate from the Bodner.
Okay.
So and I know Jim and Otto talk quite a bit. They're good buddies, and we have hopes. Now I also planted the seed that if we couldn't get that car going and we wanted to travel, that I'd make a deal with Rich Reed, maybe for his backup car. If they want to run a third car. Well, because Tyler Schulich
Yep.
and Rich Reed, they're kind of what you would call almost teammates. I would say. I don't know, but
Right.
and I
Right.
think that third car that they have is going to be their backup car. And I planted the seed that if Otto wanted to do it and they wanted to do it, and they wanted another car to show up somewhere, and it would be fun to try that car because we never tried the Bodner car with the independent suspension.
Right. Right.
So we've always wanted. I tried to get that for a year or two, but then we started running really good. And with the straight axle, and we just pushed it to the side, kind of because Otto and the guys were figuring out the straight axle pretty good there. That car is really good. Tyler Thompson is going to do good with it. It's a small window. That car will be really good, but you gotta be right on the money with your setup and stagger and wing location and all that. It's just not automatic.
Right. So for you super modified fans out there that did not know, yes, Rich Reed did build another Bodnar chassis, and it's supposed to be either debuted this year or with another driver or whatever. So I'm sure a lot of people are like, what's John talking about here? I did know that, and I did not want to be the one to go ahead and publicize that news, but
I think the FBI has come to get me.
John's over here just opening up the piggy bank here, folks. So
what was that? I couldn't hear you. The plane was flying over. I thought the helicopter was coming in here. I'm good now. I can hear you.
I was saying, I don't think many super modified fans knew that there was going to be another Bodnar chassis being built. I think it's complete now, isn't it?
I think it's close. I think it's close, but I don't know. I haven't talked to Rich or any of them guys in a while, but we'll see Rich here. I'm pretty sure this weekend, right? So we'll get more information.
Yeah,
but me, I just like to try to keep every option open. Because I'm always looking to try to have fun. It might be fun to go out there and run with them guys in their third car, and it's their backup car. But if they need it, we'll get out.
Yeah,
we'll bring it, pick it up, whatever. That's all up to Otto and them guys. I just write the check.
Yeah.
Hey, Will, I come up with some of the ideas, but then I got to write the check.
Well, like that time you drove down to Ohio to go pick up that motor and drove it all the way back.
Man, what a story that was! Oh my God!
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
you can't write that. It's just like,
no, but it's not surprising when it comes to you, though, John.
Man, oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah,
I remember one time we won our first championship. And I've learned that I have no say, right? Otto has all the say, right? I've learned that over the years. But in the beginning, I thought I might have had some say, right? I called him up one time. I said, we had just won the championship. Wasn't even classic yet. And he goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to Ohio tomorrow to pick up a new car. I went and bought that Extreme from Stouts.
Okay.
Otto goes, what? Are you crazy, right? Yeah, he was, but to make a long story short, we went out, but he came with me. He said, all right, I'll go with you, right? You can't go out there by yourself, blah, blah, blah. So, but we've done some crazy things along the way for 20 years.
Yeah. So, hey, folks, let's go ahead and take a quick break here. If you guys could, just go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys could, hit the share. I would appreciate it. Let me see that screen light up with the blue thumbs up. Everybody, like the shit out of the show, share the show, let everybody know about how great Super Modified Racing is. I joke with you guys all the time, and I say that, Tight End Loose Out's the #1 Super Modified podcast in the world because it's the only one. But you know what, folks? Let's get the name out there. Let everybody know about these Super Modifieds out here. So please, folks, share, like, comment, ask John some questions. If you guys bring up some questions on here, and if I think they're good, I'll ask John them, and I'll throw your name out there for sure. But yeah, John is a historian. He's been around it. He's been there. He's done that. And John's not too scared to go ahead and give us 2 cents. And that's one thing I love about having John here on the show, because he's a lot like me when it comes to that. We'll speak our minds, and if you don't like it, tough shit. you know. So that's about that, you know. So John, let's talk about Classic. I know we stumbled upon that a little bit this year. I got a question I need to ask you. I think I might have asked you this over the phone, and I can't 100% remember. But Classic, I know you saw the car was running out. The fuel was kicking out. It was a little 10-cent, you know, check valve or whatever the hell it was. You can explain what it was, but it was leaking. Did you guys ever think at all just to come in and just throw a splash in there? I mean, you guys had the field covered. I still think if you guys hold on real quick. Otto just come on.
I figured that. I figured he'd be saying that.
Otto just came on. He said, stumbled across this deal. What is all this about? Otto, I'll be seeing you on Saturday. I'll be talking to you. Don't you try to run and hide from me. But I know you, and Otto, please go ahead and comment on here. Did you ever think that just to come in and throw a splash, like, you know, 5 gallons in the back and send them back out? Yeah, I mean, I think you guys had the field covered, even if you started in the back, you know?
Well, the truth is, I mean, that's not our game plan, right? We've won, you know, we've won a bunch of them and we've never pitted. And it's just like, you know, I don't know. It's just not, you got to have a chalkboard. You got to have a guy down in turn 1. You got to come in. You got to go back. You know, we do have a guy in 3 and 4 giving out signals, but you know, it's just a whole nother element of the race that you got to get in the pit. You got to get out of the pit. You know, I mean, it's been done, pit stops, but I'm not sure 5 gallons would have done it. You know, I don't know. Maybe we needed 10. I don't know. So, you know, it's just like, even like, through the years, like anybody who's driven our second or third car for Classic, first thing I tell them is, look, you got a problem, car's no good, you park it. You get a lap down, you park it. We're not out here to run 12. We're not here to, you know, we're here to try to run up front. And that's not our plan to win the races in pitting. And we try to be prepared. We had a problem, and you know, it bit us, but you know, if that's the way it goes.
Right. Well, Otto said, nah, I didn't know it was leaking. He fired the fuel mechanic. And he said, and he thinks 7 gallons would have been enough to get him across the finish line.
Yeah.
You know, I just remember sitting there, you know, in the pits there, and I'm like, why won't they pit? Like, everybody knows what's going on. Like, it's like, and I get it. You know, maybe I'll ask Otto and the crew. Maybe I'll have an interview with Otto and the crew on Friday and say, hey, listen, I just as a fan, as a crew member, I just would like to know, because obviously, I mean, it sounds like it knows Otto's joking around because, you know, Otto is a jokester. You know, like he didn't know that it was, you know, that it was leaking.
So we talked, of course, after, like, he had no idea he had a problem, right? Yeah. So I asked him, I go, did you know? He goes, no. He goes, but meanwhile, the guy in the third turn and the guy in the pit and me on the roof, we're on the phone. We're talking, right? What is it? Right. Who, how? And I says, like, I didn't know I had a problem, but when I saw my guy on the telephone, I thought I might have had a problem, right? Our guy Danny's down there on the phone during the race, right? You know, something's up, right? I don't figured it out, but he just didn't know what. But
just taking a casual call right now during the Classic.
I figured something was going on.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know, I really think you guys were the class of the field. I think you guys had everybody pretty much covered. You guys falling out did make a great Classic finish, though. Unfortunately for you, but fortunate for the fans. You know, this is what we all come for. We all come for those last closing 5-lap battles. You know, so you know,
and the thing is, you know, we get along well with Michael Barnes, and we like Michael Barnes, and we consider him a friend. And if anybody got one like that back, I was happy to see him do it, because he's lost 2 like that. And you know, he got one back, and
Yep.
So far well, Schulich ran out that one year, and now this time we've lost 2 like that. We haven't won any like that yet. So maybe our turn's coming.
Well, like you said, it takes luck to win, right?
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of luck.
For sure. Yeah. So maybe I can get Otto back on the show again, but I know I can get Otto for a little brief interview and just talk with him. I know
I'm
you said
sure
you're testing on Friday. What time are you guys testing on Friday?
I think it goes from 6 to 10.
Oh, okay then. Oh shit. So there's gonna be a nighttime then too.
Where are you staying at in town here? Close by?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very close to the racetrack. Either I'm staying in a camp or I'm staying at a hotel.
Okay. Yeah. No, you should come up. You should come up Friday.
Yeah, I'll probably stay in the camper Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday I'll stay at the hotel because I got to leave like really, really stupid early in the morning. I'm flying out at like 5:30 in the morning on Monday morning. So yeah, I have to leave like around 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you better head that way right now.
So yeah, because I'm actually going to work a half a day on Monday when I come back. So I land back at like 11. I'll probably be, by the time I get my bags and get over to the truck, I'll probably be about maybe noon. I'll probably be at the office by like 12:30, 1 o'clock. So the office isn't that far away. Otto says 4 to 8, he thought.
I don't know. I got to look at that. I mean, I have to look. Somebody can look it up and let us know. But, I don't know who signed up for that, Will, but there could be, could be a good handful of cars in there, I would think.
What, how much does it cost to get into the pits that day?
I don't know. I think it was $30 or something.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I ain't worried about it. Yeah, I ain't worried about it. I didn't know if like outside people were allowed to come in or if
yeah, you can come in.
Okay,
it's
all right then.
Yeah.
So I got a favor to ask you.
Hey, also too, the grandstands are free.
Okay, yeah, hear that, folks? Grandstands are free. They got practice on Friday, Fast Friday practice. So yeah, grandstands are free. I'm going to be roaming around the pits, so hopefully I can see you guys. I like to go ahead and interview some fans. Anybody that's a fan of the show and you guys see me, and we'll have an interview. We'll go ahead and we'll sit down up in the grandstands and talk, or through the pits or whatever. And we'll do a question and answer type of thing. And I'm going to be asking some really good questions. I got some questions lined up for all the drivers, so get ready. I'll have some reels being made. I can't give them up right now, but they're going to be really funny. And I promise you guys, it's going to be a good time. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, but I got a favor to ask you. Let's see how much pull you got at Oswego. I have a tradition at Sandusky Speedway. All right. I always hand that flag off to everybody. If you win the race, I hand the flag off to the winner. Now, I don't want to flag the race, all right? But is there any way that you could talk to Chuck Hanley and have Bernie drop me down the checkered flag and let me hand the checkered flag off to the heat race winners?
Who covers you if you get run over?
I signed the pit pass. I signed the pit passes.
I'll mention it to Chuck. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if that management would like it, but probably a little risky, but I know you got experience, right? And
yeah, right.
Today.
Well, yeah, I did it at Sandusky for 10 years. So
yeah.
I think I'm pretty good.
I mean, me sitting here talking, I don't think that'd be a problem.
Yeah. So right here, because Otto loves that. He loves to drag the rag. So he says, you got to do it. Well, Otto, all you got to do is call up Chuck Hanley and tell Chuck, hey, look, Will's willing to do it. I think the Oswego fans would love
that'd be cool.
That happen. I think the photographers would love to see that happen. It's never been, as long as I've been alive, I've never seen it happen at Oswego Speedway. So I would love to be able to go ahead and hand that flag off to those drivers if they want to do it. If they don't want to do it, then just pull it in.
Or even if it came down to just the feature.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Of course, the feature. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
I'll call Bernie. I'll call Bernie and feel him out too.
Yeah, well, that's true. Let's talk to the flagman first and see what he says first.
Yeah,
because I know Bernie said he won't do it though. He says that you already told me you're fucking nuts.
Well, Bernie's got a 6-pack up in the grandstand up there with him. So no, I'm just kidding you. But I wouldn't put it past Bernie. Yeah. Bernie's a gasser, man. We love Bernie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. I love tipping back a couple of them with Bernie.
I have them over here. I have them over here. My sisters up for the summer. She cooks once or twice for some of the gang and stuff, and we usually get Bernie over here once or twice for a Italian cookout.
Oh man. Didn't you say your sister's a really good cook too, didn't you?
Very good. Yeah. she's a
Oh
very good
man.
cook.
I love
Yeah.
good
I
Italian.
come back
food,
from
man.
India on Monday morning. I left there at 6:30. It took me 9.5 hours, man. I had called her. I go, how about going? Because I hadn't seen her yet. She recently got here from Florida.
Mhm.
And I go, how about you go over to my house and like get something cooking? Right?
She didn't hesitate a bit either, did
No, she was happy
God
to do
bless
it.
her
you know.
heart.
So I rolled in. I think I rolled in at 4 o'clock. We ate at 5, and Heather, my girlfriend, was come over, and Julie and her boyfriend Chris and I, and just a
Mhm.
quiet little dinner because I was beat, you know. It was just to eat and run and go to bed, you know, kind of.
she? John, I can't believe you're doing all this damn driving, buddy.
You know, I mean, you
I
gotta
mean,
be
hey.
stupid. If you're gonna be stupid, you gotta be tough, right?
yeah, that's for that is a line that I have. Yeah,
I saw Gosek out there. Joe was out in India with his wife and 2 kids. That was fun. The 2 kids, you know, they really opened their eyes last year when Joe took them out to the facility and the history. They do like
Mhm.
a veteran, all the guys who have run the Indy 500. They do like autograph session on Saturday, I think it was. So Joe, you know, Joe's a big hit over there with a lot of people, and that was cool to run into them. I ran into Tommy Hanley at Burke's Home Center here out there, and Eddie Maxon and his bunch out there. We ran into them, and
Okay.
you know, it's a fun time out there.
That's
I went to
cool.
the little 500 time trials with
Uh-huh.
Davey out there. Davey
Mhm.
Jr. I think he was 4th,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I went out there and hung out for a little while and talked to the Seymours and you know, a few guys that had sprint cars out there, and
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
you know, talking about that tech thing on Saturday night, I didn't want to go to the race because I had to get up early to go to 500, and I was
Mhm.
trying to get it on my phone, the TV, Race of America or something, right? Oh my God, Will, I fought that thing for like an hour. I was getting ready to throw it out the window. Right when I got ready to give up, I got it. So I watched
There
it
you
all.
go.
I watched it all. I was hoping Davey Jr. could have pulled it off there. He had it going pretty good. The lap car, you know, didn't work out in his favor,
Yep.
and he also had 40 lap tires that were a little older than
Right.
the second the guy who won it there, Cody.
Yep, Swanson. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
good
it was
race.
cool.
It was a good,
Yeah.
very good race. Yep. I'm actually going to go back to the little 500 next year, and then I'm going to do the Indy 500 the next day. So
Yeah.
I haven't been there since the 90s, a little 500. And the last time I was at the Indy 500, I want to say was 1985 or something like that. So yeah, I was like 9 years old. So
It's just hard to do both, you know. Big Davey, he was I forget what he told me. He got home about 2 o'clock, and then he had to get up at 5 or something and roll in. So after the 500, I know he went home and he hit the hay. You know what I mean?
yeah, I bet he did. He was exhausted. Hell yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
500
talked
laps
to him.
around that quarter-mile track is something.
No, the father. The
Oh,
father. He had to go
senior.
do-
Okay.
Davey Senior. He was calling the race for Jack Harvey.
Oh, okay.
He was a strategist on the pit box.
okay. Okay. All
They
right.
lost all their telemetry, so they never knew what they had going. So they had to keep pitting, you know, for fuel. They couldn't take a chance, and he had a kind of a rough day.
Right. So Otto says, if you win something, I'm going to grab your wrist. You're going for a ride. Well, thanks, Otto. So now if they do allow me to do it, I'm just going to throw the fucking flag at you. Let you catch it. Oh, man. You know, I always say if Otto's the type where if he didn't like you, he wouldn't say nothing to you. If he did like you, he'd break your balls. So I take it Otto likes me.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, so no, for sure. But yeah, so any other fun stuff you got going on this year?
Oh, I got a lot of stuff going on. I have like 10 of my buddies that we meet. I grew up with, went to high school, and we've been meeting now for the last 3 or so years. We're getting it'll be like a mid-September thing out in Montana. I'll go out there with like 10 of my buddies from high school, and I grew up with them, and we were just lifelong friends, and that's coming up. I just got all the info on that, and other than that, I'm just swinging it. Depending on how much we run, you know, I might run out. I might, might do some IndyCar stuff and go out and just hang out. And I got all the credentials and everything now for the season. So if we're not doing anything, I might head out and do a show or two with that. Well, I think Davey and I are going, we're definitely going out to Vegas. I don't know if we're taking a car, or getting a car, or what, but we have plans to go out to Vegas and like a vacation, maybe race type thing. I don't know.
You guys are registered for it. I figured you guys are already racing it.
they got such strict rules over there about registration. Goddamn, we're gonna sign up for 2 more years. Goddamn, they run out of registration. They got 35 cars, but only 6 of them finish.
Yeah. So
tell Burgess to goddamn start working on his shit.
That's what I was going to say. So did you watch any what Burgess had to say last week?
Yeah. Okay. I love Jim, man.
Yeah,
Jim's a good dude.
Which, by the way, folks, Jim Burgess dropped a really big dime. Well, I should say John Nicotra dropped a real big dime, and Burgess had to explain the story. I watched the YouTube video
Did you see it?
that. Soon as I got done with this, I shot over to YouTube and I watched that video, and he's in the video. And I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know nothing about this. I mean, I was 4 years old when all that shit went down. So nobody ever told me about what happened. But yeah, Jim Burgess' dad was a loon. That's all I got to say about that. I want to ruin it for you guys, but I forgot what the hell the name of that was called.
Well, I don't go to Harvey's Casino Bombing.
That's it. Harvey's Casino Bombing. Look it up on YouTube, and I'm telling you guys right now.
But they came out with a new one. They just came out with another new one. Right?
That's what he said, but they haven't released it over here in the States.
Well, he sent it to me. He did send it to me, right? He told me I couldn't send it to anyone. I saw the new one, right? So, and he likes Otto a lot, right? So I go. He says, don't send it to anybody because it's not supposed to be out. I go, can I send it to Otto? And he goes, yeah, you can send it to Otto. Maybe he won't, or something like that. He says, if he won't fence me or something going down the backstretch or something. Like, he'll be careful around me, right?
So, yeah.
Jim, man, he's looking at me. I hate to say it, but that guy had more broken bones and motorcycle flips and stuff like that. I don't know why he's like a Evel Knievel, man.
Well, now he's got a roll cage wrapped around him, though.
Yeah.
But he is in a world's fastest short track car.
I think he hung up wide open not too long ago in Meridian or something. I saw him take a flip a couple years ago.
That. Yeah, he mentioned that here on the show.
He's a gasser, believe me. He's a gasser.
So what's it going to take, John, to get the West Coast guys to come over to the East Coast? Can they leave their engines in and just say, hey, let's just do an open comp race and just see where it goes? The East Coast keeps their rules. The West Coast keeps their rules. Let's have a race. Well, I think you would pack the stands at Oswego if Oswego would host it.
I just don't, first of all, I'm not technical savvy enough.
I know you're not. I know. But
to do all that.
We're talking as fans, though. Right now, you and me are talking as fans.
Well, even as fans, right? Okay, let's just say they came and they had the advantage. Or they came and the East Coast guys have the advantage. Right. Is that good for the fans?
I think the fans just want to see it.
But on a competitive side, it's got to be fair.
Well,
how do you make it fair? I mean, who's the judge of what's fair?
Well, the only way you're going to find out if it's fair or not is by letting it happen. Sometimes you just got to go ahead and unleash the beast to see how bad the beast is.
Yeah.
If it's not that bad, then who cares?
I mean, I really have, no way of making it happen. Right? It's not right. I don't have a dog in that fight.
Yeah.
But me personally, to be honest with you, and Jim and I disagree on this somewhat, and you too. I always felt like you can't have different rules for different people. That's me. Because I wouldn't want to be on the short end of the stick, no matter what. And I don't want the advantage either.
Right.
I always said, Jim and them out there, there's been plenty of cars for sale. They come back and run classic. You could run it 2 or 3 times, whatever, sell the car. I'm the guy that I want to run apples with apples. Right. That's me. And that ain't everybody. They're smarter than I am, but I always felt even like, you know, weight rules. I think it should be the same. Nobody can have something that you don't have. Now, is there a way to make it even? I'm sure there is, but that's not my game.
Right. Right.
My game is you run same rules as everybody else. You can't have a different rule and have them on the track with you. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. You know what I mean? Good or bad.
I mean, the East Coast guys went out there. You know, we had one guy that's predominantly a non-wing driver. You know, Danzer went out there. He won it. You know,
He was Danzer was the third quick car.
Yeah,
out there.
No, I thought he said fast time.
No,
I'm pretty sure he said
the fastest car broke in warm-ups.
Oh, okay, all right. But qualifying though, he did set fast time.
No, I think Davey had fast time, and then maybe it doesn't matter. I'm telling you, in the race, Davey didn't crash, and I'll argue this with Danzer. He thinks he might have won. He wasn't going to win, but he was third quickest car out of all them cars. Right. And then when that first guy, fastest guy, crashed, I told Danzer before he went out, I go, just finish. If you finish the race, you're going to be no less than second. Just finish. Yeah. That's what I told him. He'll tell you. And then when Davey crashed, he won. But, you know, just like Otto, when Otto went out, if that race would have had a restart with two to go, we might have not been able to get off the line with a big block.
If you guys were in the lead, you guys would have.
Huh?
If you guys were in the lead and there's a restart, you guys would have.
Well, yeah, but what if you weren't?
Yeah, well, yeah. Well,
we weren't. We weren't 2-3 times.
That's the whole luck thing.
Huh?
That's the whole thing. How you said how there's luck, you know, there's luck in racing, you know,
that's what I'm saying though. But you know, I don't like bad luck when it falls your way.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I mean? I get that.
I'd like to have everybody have the same playing field, you know, somewhat. Right. You know,
I don't know.
Even like them letting us to come out there like that. You know, that's fine. I mean, they want to get a few cars from the East Coast out there, and they enjoy that, and they're up for the challenge and all that. But Burgess thinks he was going to win that race. If that car didn't break, he wasn't going to win that race.
I don't think he was beating that car.
No.
I don't think he was beating Otto. No,
he wasn't going to beat Otto. He can think all he wants, but
I hope Jim's watching this. Jim, if you're watching this, comment down there below. You heard what John
the kid did a good job.
Yeah. I tell you what, man. I just let's go ahead and get into some questions here. Just real quick, we'll go ahead and we'll do these little rapid fire questions that I like to ask you all the time for the people that haven't watched you. What has been the hardest part of building your racing program? Don't say money.
I don't know. I mean, the hardest part of building the program, it's, you know, I think it all boils down to people. You got to have the people. You got to have people to drive the truck. You got to have people to dismount the tires. You got to have, you know, people for everything. You got to have it. Without the people, how do you build anything?
Right. That's true. That's 100% true. Yep. What do you think tracks are doing well these days with super modifieds?
What do you mean?
So, okay, what are the good things that tracks are doing to attract super modifieds? You know, are they
and by hook or crook, they've upped the purses.
Okay.
To attract the super modifieds, you got to up the purses.
Right.
And me personally, you know, 10,000 a win is great, but I'd rather pay 6,000 a win and do the back half of the field to get the guys that don't finish as well some money.
So you believe in what Jim Burgess said last week, where he doesn't like the Dolly Parton purses. He likes it to be heavy on the bottom, not heavy on the top.
I agree with that. Now, you know, if it's 10,000 and you know, and I win it, it's all good. But you know, and we've won our share. So
right,
you know, here I am telling you that I'd be just as happy winning 6 and 10 or 8 or whatever. You know what I mean? It's more about the winning. It's not so much about the purse. But the guys that don't win or don't win as much, they need money to buy tires and fuel and to get to the track and get a hotel and get home and you know. So I like that's why when I started the challenge, my first thing was to get the start money for the Classic of 2000.
Right.
That was my first thing I wanted to do.
Yep.
Because
So go ahead. Go ahead.
no, because it costs 4,000 or 5,000. Like I've told you before, it costs 4,000 or 5,000 to run the Classic.
Absolutely, it does.
So
Yep.
you can't come out there for 1,500 or 1,000. At least if you get 2,000, and then we have a contingency this year, like we did last year. If you run all the challenge events, the top 3 finishers in the Classic each get the best finisher gets 2,500, second best finisher gets 1,500, and the third best finisher gets 1,000. So we have a $5,000 contingency in the Classic for whoever ran all the challenge events.
Okay. All right. That's
To
good.
try to get everybody to come. That's
Right,
That's the whole.
right.
That's the whole
We
premise.
need these ISMA MSS cars, and I don't want to hear this bullshit anymore where well, I have a wing on my car and I can't run with these Hawk cars. Tyler Schulich and Mike McVetta is making you all look stupid right now. Okay. I do not hear that argument no more. You all look stupid by saying that. So the only thing I can hear is money. And what John Nicotra is doing right now is he's enticing you guys to take that wing off, put the little baby wing on the back, come up there a couple times a year and come race it. I'm telling you guys right now, if you don't start getting these big car counts in here for the Classic's not going to be the Classic no more. It's just going to be a 200-lap feature. And we were close to that a couple years ago, and it's starting to take the upturn back again. But we got to get these Ohio Midwest guys to come out and put the big wings off and put the little wings on. I'm telling you guys right now, I will stand on that mountain, on that soapbox, and I will die on that. I believe that needs to happen, and it should happen because there's a lot of good. Mark Salmon, prime example. He's another one that comes on out, and does it. So come on, guys. I mean, I could think of at least 1, 2, 3, 4 more to 5 more MSS teams that could come on out and be competitive. And I think it'd be maybe not win it, but at least
you never know with that race.
Right. You never know with that race. I mean, you could finish top 5 in there and still, and if you run all of John's races throughout the year, you're going to make some money on this deal, So,
and you'd be in the point fund.
Absolutely.
Like 10th in the point fund pays $1,600. So if you get 2,000 start the Classic and get 1,600 last place money in the challenge point fund, you're coming out of there with 3,600.
It makes sense to me.
So
it makes sense to me. It's basic math.
As much as I've been against that tail wing that we have now, when it first came out, I didn't want it, and I was happy with what we had. I like the ingenuity you could put into the triple element. We were in a 15 by 22 box, and of course, there was all kind of different wings. But in hindsight, it's taken that equation out of the game for like a Mike McVetta. You don't have to worry about who's got a better wing. We all got the same wing.
Right.
So as much as I don't like it, it's helped. Yeah. I think it's helped overall. I think there's still a little too much downforce. I'd like to see a little more angle taken out, but I think less grip is better. But it's gotten better, and it's even the playing field as far as you take a Mike McVetta, you take a Jimmy and Bodner with Tyler Schulich, and they've been very fast and competitive. Maybe Danny Sewell will do it. I don't know who else off the top of my head is going to do it, but I think there's going to be a few guys try to do it.
I think Danny Sewell will try. I think he will. I mean, Danny's not afraid, and he's right down the road. He doesn't have a 500-mile drive.
It all kind of, like with Danny, I'm sure it just kind of hinges on how things go. It does. It's the same with everyone.
Yeah.
People might have visions of doing it, but if you hit a bump in the road, it's hard to come through the bump sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because then a bump turns into a pothole.
If you hit a big bump in the road, you got to go to Ohio, buy a motor, take it back, drop it off to Auto.
Yeah.
Auto said
That's
he
true.
can't make it. I say, okay.
Yep. So yeah, there's another person that brought up John McKinney too. Yeah, there's another guy from the New England states that said he would
Yeah,
love
he
to run the
wants to do
classic.
it. He wants to
Yeah.
do it. I talked to him, and
Yeah.
he's gonna run the modified show that Saturday,
Right.
last
So
weekend, because
hey,
so there's a chance he might do it. I don't
hey,
know.
John Boy, just bring both cars out, John Boy. Shit.
I mean, there's a chance he may, but
Yeah.
Well.
So okay, let's see here. Okay. Do you think social media and streaming racing for races is hurting super modifieds?
well, I think social media is a complete joke, kind of. Myself. I mean, it's like everybody's got a talk show, not so much a podcast, but everybody's got the ability to voice their opinion, right?
Yeah.
Yours is different. I mean, a podcast is, in my opinion, better than a guy just getting on there and doing one-liners like this sucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can have a conversation.
Uh-huh.
But these people that just want to criticize every little thing, it just, which it's gotten to the point where people don't pay attention. So that's fine.
Yeah.
What was the other part? What was the question again?
Do you think streaming services is hurting like tracks like Oswego Speedway?
I think it definitely hurts attendance, but does it hurt the speedway? That I don't know. That's
Okay.
that's the question. Like, I'm very close with the Tracy's up there, and they don't share information with me, and I don't expect them to. But I've always told them, if you lose 100 people a night for 10 nights, that's 1,000 people. If they pay $30 a ticket, if you're not getting 30 to 50,000 from flow, you need to tell them you need more or go away.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not my business. They got a business to run. I'm not privy to what it takes, nor do I want to be. But I think it's a good thing because I have a lot of people that watch super modified races. That you wouldn't know was really watching, but I'd like to see to make sure the speedway gets compensated.
Oh, absolutely.
That way, as long as the speedway's healthy, super modifieds could be healthy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I 100% agree.
Off the top of my head, and I have no idea what the numbers could be, but if I had the power and I owned the speedway and felt like I had the power, I'd say you got to pay X amount, or we're not going to do it, or I'm going to find somebody else to stream it.
I am a firm believer. This is my thoughts on this. If there is a race going on within 100 miles of where you're streaming from, it should be blacked out from your house.
I agree with that. I don't know if they can do it though.
Right. If the 100-mile circumference, just, this race, and then 100 miles north, south, east, west, it should be blacked out. And
I agree with that.
Yeah, and that's even for. I mean, there's a race up in Bradenton that it's literally 45 minutes up the road from me, maybe an hour tops. I'm within that 100 miles, and I wouldn't be able to watch it,
Yeah.
And it's not just because, I have a life now,
point.
So that's my opinion. I think it should be blacked out.
We used to have to go to Naples or watch the Dolphin football games.
People have told me about that whenever they were blacked out. Yeah, when they were blacked out at home, they had to drive across the alley to go watch the Dolphins.
They didn't sell out in time, or wasn't going to sell out. And we used to go out of town, just for the day to watch the game and hope to make it back home.
Okay, so here's another question: are you superstitious on race day?
I have my things that, if they're working, I try to keep doing them. I don't know. I'm a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Well, you care to share anything? Like, is it something from the last win that you got to carry over to this week, or, is it a special coin? Or
one thing is, like, when I first started, when I used to stay at Joe Ghost's house and for the weekend, I'd come up each weekend, and he had like one plaque here for winning, one plaque over there. And I always said, like, man, if I ever, I don't know why he don't have every win, right? So when Otto got first win, I said, I'm going to get a plaque. So, because I didn't know if I was ever going to win another one, right?
Right.
And then so like next thing you know, we win another one. So I get another plaque and another plaque. So I've always like wanted to get something from the win. I just figured it's been working. So just keep doing it. But you know, I am running. I got a full room of you know, trophies and cardboards and and you know, it's funny because Ganassi and I were talking about it, you know, like at the end of the day, all the things that are near and dear to us are other people's garbage and when we're gone. And it's so true that I've seen it. But you know, you know, if it's working, I try to keep doing it.
Right. No, I totally get it. So back when you guys were, hey Dave, pull that back up again. Somebody said something about stream. Pop that back up again. Can't black out a stream.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
That's unfortunate, but yeah. So thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. Probably one of the greatest. He is the greatest Sandusky Speedway announcer that ever walked this planet. God, I grew up listening to him, and he was just he was one of the best. John, if you ever heard him back in the 80s and 90s, you know, Bob Neubauer, one of the
I was out there. Out there, man.
Yep, one of the greatest track announcers that I've ever got the pleasure of listening to. When I was a little kid, I used to announce the go-kart, the big wheel races and the bike races, and I would try to emulate Bob Neubauer. So thanks, Bob, for commenting on here. Let's see here. What's another question here we can go ahead and ask you? What is your favorite track for super modifieds that you've ever gone to?
Oswego.
Oswego, yeah. Okay.
That's fair. Because you know, you always I've heard other people say it this week in some interviews. You go back to your childhood, right?
Right.
And it's kind of your childhood brings you back. It brings you back to your childhood, and you know, I don't know, you know, Oswego's so special the way the arena. You know what I mean? Not only the supers, but the arena. You know what I mean? And you can imagine as a little kid what that arena was like. It's still pretty cool as a grown up, and as a kid, it was just wow. You know. The steel, you know, and rattling off the steel, the noise, and you're so close to the action on that front stretch. I mean, it's like ridiculous.
All right. So one last question. We're getting here to close out time here. Who is someone that you always enjoyed auto racing against? As in, like, you knew it was going to be clean, it was going to be a good battle, and it was going to put on a show. Is there that one driver that you seen when he was coming up on him, or vice versa? You know, if Otto was coming up on that guy, or the guy was coming up on Otto, that you always said, "Wow, this is going to be fun right here. Watch this."
I always felt like it was going to be a clean, hard race with Michael Barnes.
Okay.
You know, right. I think they give each other room, but they go hard. You know, other guys race hard, but they might hog the track.
Gotcha.
You know, okay. So I've never been you know, on the scared side when Michael would be coming up on Otto or getting ready to pass Otto or vice versa. You know, I figured if they were gonna do it, they were gonna do it clean.
Right. Okay. All right. So I got enough time to ask you one more question here. Let's see here. What is your favorite racing memory? It could be anything. It's the last question. Favorite racing memory?
Geez, I don't know. I mean,
you've got so many great ones, John, but
you have a lot of them.
Which one sticks out for you? You know, that where you just sit back and just kind of just smile and be like,
I gotta have categories. Like the owner or the fan?
Well, take your pick. Take your pick. Whatever one you want.
The owner would be, of course, I would think the first classic probably be the biggest win for one win.
Memorable though. Memorable. Is that your biggest memorable win?
Yeah, I would think so. That first one's the most memorable.
Okay. All right. What about as a fan?
Oh man. As a fan, I think you know, I say when Tony won the first Brickyard. as a fan, I was down there in the Art of Bricks with him and partied all night. And as a fan, you know what I mean? I didn't have ownership, but that was a cool win, to win at Indy. I mean, as much as Tony loved Indy, he came from Indy and I know what it meant to him and all his people and family. And that was a cool, and in fact, we were talking about it the other day and every time when he won Indy, back then it had Speedsport News, and it had like it'd come out, Stewart wins Indy or whatever it said, right, in Speedsport News. And both those wins, I got those copies and framed them and gave them to Tony. We were talking about it the other day, and I go, man, that first win at Indy, I mean, and then to do it twice, we talked about Daytona, the fact that he didn't get that and the 500, but I said, you won way bunch of races at Daytona.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the Brickyard 400 than the Daytona 500. That would be me. Right. But,
right. Yep.
and then to get the second Indy 400, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
he didn't get the Daytona 500, but, he got the Brickyard twice. And I think that's, I don't know if he exchanged one for the Daytona. I don't know if he would or not, but because he's got two, maybe he would, right? But if he had one, he only had one, he might not, right?
Right. So,
hey, I'm gonna tell you a quick story about Kyle Busch, though. Remember Kyle Busch, man.
We can hang on for that a little bit longer. Go ahead. Tell us.
He was. I didn't know him all that well, but when you hang with Tony, you hang around with a lot of these guys, right? So I think we were in Homestead one time, and Tony and I were riding on the golf cart late at night in the camper area, right? And these two girls come up to the golf cart, and they asked Tony for an autograph. And he goes, he points to me. I was driving the golf cart. He goes, that's Tony. I'm not Tony. That's Tony. So he points to me so the girls come around the golf cart, and then they want my autograph, right? Tony Stewart. And here comes Kyle Busch up on the golf cart, and Tony whispers in his ear something, right? So Kyle gets off the golf cart, comes around to my side of the golf cart, and starts asking me how my car was.
Really?
So I'm going, yeah, I was a little tight, man, down in 1 and 2, and then he's asking me all these technical questions like I was Tony Stewart, right? Oh my God, we had more laughs. And but that's the kind of guy he was. I feel really terrible for his loss. And it's just when I was coming on here tonight, I thought of that when you said something about Kyle, and I'm thinking, that was a cool little exchange we had. And Davey told me one, when Davey kind of was working in Vegas, the kids were from Vegas, Kurt and
right.
Kyle. And hell, they were like 12 years old, and Davey had them riding around, showing them the ropes and everything. And he saw some girl out there that was secretary or somewhere, right? And he goes, "Why don't you show these guys, show them, right?" And he asked Kyle, he said, "Did you ever see any?" "Oh, no," he said, "I never seen any." And the girl shows him, right? So Davey always says, "Man, I showed Kyle his first set." So we had a big laugh on that one, thinking back.
Well, here you guys go, folks. That's what I'm telling you guys about John Nicotra. You never know what he's going to say. He's got great stories. I'm telling you guys right now, if you guys are ever up in Oswego and you guys see John, pull John to the side, introduce yourself to him. I'm telling you right now, you'll make yourself a friend. And I can honestly call John Nicotra a friend. And John, thank you for coming on again. You hold the record for the most appearances on Tight End Loose Out. I don't know if you know that or not.
Well, I mean, man of many faces, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or many hats, they say.
Yep. So with that being said, John, I'll see you in a couple days. You take care. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only John Nicotra.
Nice seeing you guys.
Good seeing you, buddy. Yep. So with that being said, Dave, I know we ran a little bit long. We had that Kyle Busch story. We had to let him tell that Kyle Busch story. I appreciate him sharing that with us. So for many of you guys that did not watch earlier in the show, I will tell you guys now, I will to go this weekend. I'm coming up. I'll be there on Friday afternoon. And I'm going to watch practice and all that other fun stuff. And I'll be there for the races on Saturday. So pull me off to the side. Talk to me about the show. Tell me if there's anything that you guys want me to improve, things that you love. And I trust me, I'd love to sit down and interview everybody that comes up and just have a conversation with all these super modified fans. I just want to go ahead and say this before we close out. And I'm going to start doing this. And I think I already do, but I'm just going to make the point. Life is too short. And I never want to go and leave you guys without telling everybody my last words to you were, I love you. All right. So for all my friends out there, and all my brothers and sisters, my super modified brothers and sisters, I personally want to just tell you guys that I love you guys so much. That's what this means in sign language. So when you guys see me do this, it means love. But I want you guys to know that the last words that I ever said to you is, if anything ever was to happen to me or anything was ever happened to you, I want you to know that that the last words that we had with each other was that we loved each other. So take with that and run with it. And I think that would probably give you guys peace of mind, knowing that if a loved one did pass suddenly, like Kyle Busch did, that his last words were to you that, he loved you. So with that being said, I just want to say I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Dave, I love you, brother. And I love all you guys out there. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, share the show, like the show, love Redline Radio, like Redline Radio, join Redline Radio, join Tight End Loose Out, follow both those pages, share, like, love, and I will see you guys in a couple days. And if not, I'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. Bye.
Welcome to the fucking show.